couple of friends posted on the Facebook solution. They found the video of the premiere performance and they posted it, and they actually made a comment how appropriate the piece is for this particular time. And so yeah, we should talk about the piece.
Definitely, definitely. So I loved working with you on this piece. I tell everybody that I couldn't have composed this piece without our conversation because you were so honest in sharing your experiences with me, being a woman in a male dominated field and traveling and just not necessarily having the most ideal times as a female performer. So thank you for your honesty. It's not easy, honestly, to be so bold and share your stories. But this is what we need in order for the situation to change in the classical music world. So Solution was definitely composed with you in mind and with the greater situation in mind. How can this world be more inclusive and embrace differences? And what does differences even mean when music should be at the head of our goals as creative artists, right? So why is there such misogyny and racism and otherism in this field? People talk so much about quality. We should all be focused on the quality of music. Well, yeah, that also means racists and misogynists should be focused on quality. A piece that comments upon something or is inspired from a situation or some sort of political injustice, I want my audiences to walk away from this experience being impacted, thinking about what they just experienced as a performance and how it relates to the subject matter. Um, but I also want my audiences to have the feeling that the artistic creation is just as important as the political commentary. So I'm constantly trying to balance between artistic quality, but also impact. What is this piece saying? What will this piece do for my audiences? What are the questions that this piece evokes in an audience and for the listener? And how uncomfortable can I make the audience feel in a good way? What strikes me most about that piece, at least my reading of it, is that it's a musical expression of this architecture that is complex but just super fascinating. And the way that Xenakis incorporates structural representation within his music, that's what fascinates me the most. I always feel like I'm looking at a blueprint or I'm listening to a blueprint when I hear much of his music, not all of his music, but especially Ionta. And so, of course, Solution is a completely different piece than Ionta. But what I used from the Xenakis is this a the focus on the pianist.
Mhm.
Um, Ionta isn't considered a piano concerto because the accompaniment is just five brass instruments. But I was working with five percussionists for this piece, so there's that similarity between Ionta and Solution. And then, just like Xenakis, there's choreography within the brass instruments, who also go into the space of the pianist and play their instruments within the piano, and that's to create resonance. So that idea is then translated and also displaced for solution, mostly for the purposes of creating this narrative, but also as a way to pay homage to Xenakis. The the improvisation that I started with in the performance is part of a practice called step dancing. And step dancing evolved from Juba dance, which was a way for enslaved Africans and then Black people in the United States to continue to make music and to continue to celebrate and find some form of optimism. So the step dance that we have today, which is popular in universities and colleges and churches, that is a direct descendant from a practice from Africans who were unjustly brought to the United States. And so it's really important for me to keep up this practice, and to share it with as many people as possible, and to talk about it. So to have a chance to also notate some of this
Mhm.
and incorporate it in a social justice piece was just another one of these soul affirming opportunities. And I'm really grateful that the percussionists that are in Bob McCormick's ensemble uh, gave it their all and did such a good job with some difficult body percussion and step dance movements. Oh, just thank you, and be sure to buy the album July 10th, Strings and Hammers, Ravello Records.
Thank you.